Hey guys, Mel here today and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute since I have actually sat down and done a long form content video. So I figured I would get on here and try to do some content that I know I'm good for, and that's always about saving money. Now I really wanted to do this video because I keep hearing this, I don't even think it's a rumor at this point, that we are going to be in a recession shortly. The cat is around here somewhere. We're going to be going into a recession, and it's really important to start taking the steps now to make sure that you're going to be okay if anything does happen. So without further ado, let's get into some of those tips. The first tip that I have for you guys is do an audit of your subscriptions. I cannot tell you how many subscriptions I had at one point, whether it be supporting YouTubers, beauty boxes, especially if you're streaming. I think it is totally important for you to do an audit just to see, like, am I using this? Am I not using this? How much is this? Just so you have an idea of how much money that you are putting towards it. Now, the second tip I have for you guys would be to do your shopping online. And honestly, there's so many different reasons as to why I felt like this has helped me save a lot of money. If you guys are not familiar with BJ's, Costco's, I think Sam's Club, all those different places, they're basically like these grocery store chains that do have wholesale. So rather than getting one container of almond milk, you can get two for almost close to the price of what you normally would pay at a regular grocery store. If you are a member of some of these different places, they will literally give you coupons and money and savings off just for being a member. And I love that because it's like, I feel like I'm being rewarded for not really doing much other than being a member of the little, membership. So I'm like, hey, extra statement. Another reason is because I like to shop with my eyes in my stomach, not necessarily within my budget. So I have that temptation of when I'm walking down certain aisles, I want to pick this up, like, oh, I want to try this, I want to try that. And the biggest way for me to stop that is by obviously having somebody else do my grocery shopping for me. The third tip that I have for you guys would be to just pay your bills annually. I know not all bills will allow you to, but certain things you can get away with, like for instance, your insurance. I know you can make a car payment for the annually if you got it, that is. If you got it like that, you could do that as well. When you look at what you pay monthly as opposed to what you would pay annually, for the most part, I will say most places, depending on who's billing you or where you get your services from, they actually will give you a discount if you just pay it out all right. And the way that I know this is true is because one of the bills that I can give you as an example is the place that I actually license my music from. When you guys are seeing me do content online, they actually were charging me like about $15 a month for the licensing of the music. If you do 15 times 12, that's $180 a year. And I believe I just paid like $108, and that's already $72 in savings for the entire year. So see if they have an option to just pay it out for the year, because that will actually end up saving you a bit more money as opposed to doing it month to month. The fourth tip that I have for you guys would be to keep the mindset of, is this purchase an asset or is this purchase a liability? When I tell you, that has helped my spending so much, like so much. And if you're not familiar with some of the lingo with it, an asset is something that can actually bring you value, whether it be monetary value, whether it be value to your life. It's something that you know for a fact is going to be useful. A liability is something that is going to take money away from you. It's a deficit. It doesn't really add any value in any way, shape, or form. So that kind of helps you determine, like, is this a want versus a need? A good example of an asset versus a liability would be my iPhone right here. Honestly speaking, when it comes to content and things like that, this would be the best buy for me because I don't have to worry about spending additional money on storage. It's going to give me the best quality as far as shooting video, sound, and all of that. And three, I'm going to be able to use this to bring in more income for my business. Now, a good example of a liability would be these purchases right here. I bought 3 of these lip glosses from Primark, and even though they have a low price tag, why? Because I just bought this lip gloss right here, which is a transparent one from, I want to say, Target for like $8 and change. So these purchases right here would be a great example of a liability. The fifth tip that I have for you guys would be to pay yourself first. And what I mean when I say by pay yourself first, I'm basically saying that when you get paid or when you have your income coming in, you should put a portion of that towards savings. A good rule of thumb, I want to say, it's about 20% of your income. I know that's not going to be the same for everybody because everybody makes a different amount. You allow you to still have the, basis of that money to cover the things in your life, like obviously your rent, mortgage, or we'll just say housing, utilities, different things like that. And that 20% is a good little nest egg for you. Let's say if your income, your monthly income is about $2,500, so $2,500. 20% of that would be about $500. If you did $500 every single month times 12, you would have about $6,000 at the end of the year. It sounds like a lot when you think about it. You're like, oh, there's no way I can do that. But I'm telling you, once you get started and you find a percentage that's going to be good for you, especially if you have something that you're looking forward to, put that money away and do not touch it. And by the end of the year, I promise you, you will have a good amount saved or something put away for your emergency fund. And of course, if you have any tips and tricks on things that you feel would be really helpful to somebody else who wants to save money in 2023, please be sure to leave them down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys.